Hey YouTube, happy Friday. So I posted my testing mindfulness video a couple of weeks ago and I thought I would have more to follow up on by now, but I don't. So if you haven't watched that video, I will link it in the description. But essentially, mindfulness is all about being present and in the moment. So if you're cooking dinner, for example, instead of thinking about the day that you had or tomorrow's to-do list, all you should be focused on is cooking dinner. And I think the point of it, especially if you have anxiety, is to let go of the thoughts and worries that can really be toxic to you and fuel an anxious mind. Because when you have anxiety, your mind is just going, and it doesn't have a chance to just be. And that's what mindfulness is supposed to do. So for the last couple of weeks, I have been making a point to try to do at least one mindfulness activity a day. Keyword here is try, because as much as I wish I could say I've been successful at doing this at least once a day, every day, there have definitely been days where I have crawled into bed and I think, oh crap, I didn't do anything mindful today. And even on the days where I am conscious of practicing it, it is not always successful because I don't know if this is normal or just normal for me, but I feel like when you're doing those mundane everyday tasks like cooking dinner, brushing your teeth, doing dishes, whatever, it's normal, again, at least for me, for my mind to wander and I think of other things than what I'm doing. And sometimes those thoughts are negative and they do contribute to my anxiety. But it is really hard to break not even a habit, but just something that feels like second nature. I mean, like next time you're cooking dinner or eating dinner, take a second to think about what's actually going through your mind. Are you 100% focused on and involved in the process, or is your mind wandering and thinking of other things? It's probably thinking of other things and you don't even realize it because you're not consciously trying to think of other things. But being mindful kind of requires that you're conscious of not thinking about other things. So I don't know. I guess maybe I went into it having slightly higher expectations, looking at it a bit like an in-the-moment coping strategy. And while there are mindfulness exercises that can be used for that, I think mindfulness is supposed to essentially be a long-term strategy where over time it becomes more useful as it becomes second nature to be mindful. Like you're basically retraining your brain by practicing mindfulness, and I don't think that's something that's going to happen in the span of 2 or 3 weeks. But that's why I'm testing these coping methods and strategies. Before I started doing this YouTube channel, therapy, actively trying different coping methods, I find myself in an anxious state, Googling how to cope or calling a mental health hotline for support, and I'd come across or be recommended these coping techniques. And I would try them again while I'm in an anxious state, and I'm confused when they're not working and my anxiety isn't getting any better. Is there something wrong with me? Am I doing it wrong, or does it just not work? And I've said this time and time again on my channel. Not everything is going to work for everybody or in every situation or 100% of the time. And that's why it's critical to have multiple coping skills that you can reach for. But it's also critical to understand that not every coping technique is necessarily an in-the-moment coping technique, and that's why it might not be working. You might need to continue to practice it for days, weeks, or months before your brain changes in response to it and you notice any benefits. And I truly think mindfulness is going to be a valuable skill for me. Not because I've noticed a difference in the last couple of weeks, but because I can see how it would benefit me, but only with continued practice. So if I notice changes or improvements in my anxiety or my mental health that I can directly attribute to mindfulness, I will definitely do another update. But for now, I'm just going to continue to practice it and we will see. Since I wasn't as consistent with it as I would have liked to have been, I am going to add it to my daily to-do list so that I have a daily reminder, which will hopefully make me less likely to not do it. And I'm going to be more particular about the activities that I practice mindfulness in, at least for now. I just find that some activities for me, like folding laundry, are so mindless that it's hard to be focused and mindful while doing it. But other activities like eating dinner, maybe because they engage more senses, I have an easier time being mindful in. So those activities are probably going to be different for everyone though. So if you decide to give mindfulness a try, either because you have anxiety or for other reasons, play around with different activities to see which ones you have more success being mindful in than others. I do think though that with continued practice, it will become easier to be mindful in situations that I now find really hard to be mindful in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video or got something out of it. And if you did, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment to say hey, ask me any questions, or leave suggestions for future videos. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.